Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a ranking video. So, with all the Alien films now out, well with Alien Romulus out, I thought now would be a good time to rank them all. And I'm going to be including the AVP films as well in this ranking, even though they're not technically canon. I'm just putting them in there anyway. So let's get on with it, shall we? So, coming in at number 9 is Aliens vs Predator, or AVP 2 Requiem. This one, God, what is good about this one? Well, I think it had some good ideas. I like the whole Pred Alien thing, you know, the hybrid and that. But this, first of all, focuses on like a group of young people in a small town having slasher vibes, and also when the power cuts out, when the xenomorphs or the hybrid attack the power plant, the whole town's then into darkness, and it's literally dark. Like, you can't see anything in this film. There's like bits that are like meant to be horrifying, like the whole hospital scene when the Pred aliens impregnating pregnant women with offspring, and you know, the Predator looks good, the xenomorphs look good, but like I said, it's so dark in this film you can't see a thing, and it's full of forgettable characters, and you know, like I say, you can't hardly see anything. The cinematography is way dark in this one, and it is very poor. And after this one, both franchises decided to go their separate ways after this one, this failure. So yeah. Number 8 is Alien Resurrection. So this again had some good ideas, you know, had some good cast people in there like Winona Ryder, Ron Perlman, Brad Dourif, and the return of Sigourney Weaver, now playing a clone of Ripley. But when you come to talk about this series, this one is often, you know, forgotten about, because it does feel like a cash grab. It does have like a few, like I said, good ideas like the hybrid and, you know, the far future setting, but yeah, this just is not the best one, and it was a good while before they made any more of these alien movies because of this one. Yeah. So number 7, it is Alien 3. Yeah, let's just agree these last few Alien films in the 90s weren't the best. Again, it had a good concept, a good idea, you know, a good, you know, good visual effects with the xenomorph, but this film just had a trouble production, you know, moving it around from writers to rewrites to reshoots. This was also directed by newcomer David Fincher as well, who would go on to direct great movies. But of course everyone has to start somewhere. I mean, the only selling point was probably Sigourney Weaver returning, but shame on them for killing Mutant Higgs off screen during the openings, you know. But it's set on a prison planet where there's loads of other big male actors in there, like Charles Dance and him from An American Werewolf in London and stuff, but yeah, it's just not brilliant, is it? So coming in at number 6 is Prometheus. Yes, the first prequel to the Alien films, where Ridley Scott returns to direct, has some interesting concepts there. I like the idea of the engineers and, you know, the planet where they land on. But this one actually does not feature the xenomorphs, but is part of the alien mythology. But it was a bit slow opening and not lots really went on. But when I went to see this film, I was expecting to see the xenomorphs, but we didn't. And that's why it's called Prometheus, because it doesn't have the aliens in it. Yeah. So coming in at number 5, we're in our top 5 now, is Alien Covenant. I thought it was a slight improvement of the first one, but killing off Liz Shaw in between films off screen, David repairing himself and continuing the experiments. We get the neomorphs in this, but we do eventually get that xenomorph in there, and a whole dooming ending you know, of this one. But it was good to see the Xenomorphs back in action. But yeah, just again, you know, this obviously didn't do well enough to carry on the story or anything. So yeah. Coming in at number 4, it is Alien vs Predator, or AVP, yes, where the two franchises cross paths. Now, I knew of the Predator films as I'd seen them before, but this was probably my first introduction to the Alien films, where we see, you know, a research team go to a pyramid hidden in the Arctic, where, you know, the alien, the Xenomorph Queen, awakens and lays eggs. We get the aliens return, we get showdowns between the two monsters. Apparently this was PG-13 in America, but over here it was a 15, which is like our R rating. So we saw a lot more stuff in that than I guess than the American audiences couldn't handle or something. I don't know, but yeah, I really do like this one, Alien vs Predator, and I was Team Predator throughout this movie because the Xenomorphs established they are the bad guys in this. So, top 3 now, and at number 3 is our most recent entry, Alien Romulus. This was a return to form. Again, had the classic Alien vibes, slow burn, but picks up. And, you know, instead of having like a mining team or marine team, we have a group of young people that want to escape the mining life from the Weyland Corporation and want to steal some equipment from the space station Renaissance that are called Romulus and Remus, and we see the experiments of the Xenomorphs about. And like I said, I think it was a return to form. Ridley Scott was still involved as a producer, and you know, the monsters and that. The final act I feel wasn't necessary of the film, but we got it anyway, and I thought it was okay. So yeah, it was, you know, a very, you know, interesting and fun interquel, you know, in between the first two. So number 2 is Alien, Where It All Began, from Ridley Scott. I rewatched it, but I thought this is a lot slower than I remember it. But you know, this is, you know, the introduction to the Xenomorph, and who thought 45 years later down the line, almost half a century later, we would still be making these movies and still be getting great stuff from them. But for me, I feel it was too dramatised, too dragged out, but the horror really got going when it got going, and I liked the monstrous Xenomorph. And it turns out this one just didn't get just blasted into space. It was recaptured in the opening of Alien Romulus, where it led to the events of that one. But yeah, I still think it's a good one. You know, good slasher in space. It's like a space drama at the beginning, then it turns into the space horror. And at number 1, of course, it is the second film, Aliens, from James Cameron. This slowly steers away from horror and more into the action territory. And this was James Cameron's 3rd film. You know, before that he did like Piranha 2 and then his breakout film, Terminator. But this, I say, is probably one of those rare movies where the sequel is better than the original slightly. We get more characters in there, we get Ripley developed, we get the introduction of the Xenomorph Queen, we get some, you know, but still, they don't forget that this is horror, and there is the horror in there still. We get that, which I liked. And yeah, to me personally, Aliens is the best one in this franchise as of making this video. So there you go. There is my ranking on the Alien franchise. Have you seen, I mean, do you agree with this list? How would you rank these? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit the notification bell. I've been Random Russ, and this has been a ranking video on the Alien franchise. So, until next time, don't have nightmares.